My whole thing was like, yo, when is my opinion really gonna matter? And when is my opinion gonna be like the opinion? From Pasadena, California, born and raised. Grew up there, went to high school there. When I was a kid, I wanted to be in the NBA. I went from wanting to be a basketball player to doing what I do now by not being drafted. I went to college at UCLA. My major at UCLA was English, and I had a creative writing concentration. After I graduated from college, I was a script reader at New Line Cinema. I became a script reader because I was interning for 2 years in New Line Cinema. In their development department, that's when I found out what actual film development was at the time. And then I went on to be a substitute teacher. I worked for this shoe company, New Balance, doing marketing, and I did a bunch of stuff. I worked at Comedy Central in development, and if you work in development, or probably a lot of jobs, getting off of the desk, to me, was always the biggest challenge. I got off the desk by doing development. I found a show in Workaholics and a group of people that became a good show. Lessons I learned in my career is definitely the perseverance of trying to just figure out how to navigate of where first I wanted to be, and then for the environment I'm in, what works, and trying to coalesce those two things. At every stop, I had mentors that helped me. The first guy who was my friend at New Line Cinema was the first person to be like, hey, I like what you're saying about this material. A guy named Bill Strauss, and he helped me from that instance and was like the first person to really believe in me. I worked at VH1 as an assistant with a woman named Danielle Woodrow for like a year. And she just kind of taught me how hard you had to work, how much stuff you might have to read and go through, and it kind of upped me from there. Went to Comedy Central also as an assistant. There's a guy named Scott Landsman, who's the first to really start bringing me into meetings and like, hey, let's hear what he has to say. And then Adult Swim, you got Mike Lazo, who's just on a whole nother plane, like while everyone else is playing checkers, he's playing like Zelda on Nintendo Switch. I definitely worked jobs I didn't love, but I feel like all those jobs you learn something from. That reading Chaucer, I didn't know was gonna maybe help me read a bunch of scripts. You kind of take what you can from all these positions and situations you're in, just keep driving them in a certain direction.